What's up, guys? Jake here. I can't see. I am about to do an interview for Autism. So, my friend Carmen, her new boyfriend Jeremy are on their way right now, and they are going to interview me and ask me questions about my autism. I'm very nervous. I've known Carmen for a while. I've hung out with her. I made videos with her. But this is a serious topic. I never really talked about this kind of stuff with another person, and especially with her new boyfriend, Jeremy. I never met Jeremy. He's never met me. I know nothing about him. So I'm a little nervous to see how he reacts to me. I guess is the word. I don't know what he's going to think of me. That's what I'm nervous about. I mean, he might not like me. He might like me. I don't know. This is a big step for me. I'm revealing more and more about myself and my condition of autism. I don't know if that's even a condition. I don't care. I've only made one video about my autism, and that was just a little bit of me spilling the beans about myself, and this interview is going to spill a lot more. Yeah, see him up there. See him? There he goes. There he goes. Fly away, little birdie. Spread your wings and fly. All the way to that other tree. It's a very, very gloomy day to do an interview outside. So we have to go do it inside. You know, the original plan was to do it outside right here. I'm already nervous as it is. What do we need? A freaking thunderstorm to make me more nervous? Yeah, exactly. Thank you, God. They're here. Yay!
So, do I look weird? Does it look weird there?
No.
Oh, cool.
It looks like someone else is sitting here looking at you having a dinner date.
Hello. Nobody. Is it videotaping already?
Yeah.
Oh God. So we're getting this thing started then. Well, you should probably start since it's your video.
Well, I already did an intro earlier before you got here, but we're doing autism questions.
Why would you do it without me?
I don't know. It was about meeting Jeremy. Yeah, him. I was nervous about meeting Jeremy. Is that his name, Jeremy?
Jeremy?
What?
Jeremy?
I call him Jeremy.
Okay, that's fine.
Jeremy?
Okay, well, nice introduction. I'm glad to be part of it. Well, I feel like we have an audience, like, staring at us.
Yeah, that's right.
I hope you edit.
Commenters.
You're like, that stupid question, do it again.
Do it in leather.
I want to see you in leather right now. Where's your shirt, speaking of? You told me you were going to wear that
It's just dirty. I have a picture of it that I'm going to insert.
Are you going to put it like this? Put it on you, just like drop it from the picture and be like, this is the shirt I was supposed to wear. Okay. Well, since Jacob did the introduction,
You gotta know Carmen.
yeah, you guys do know me.
Her hair's actually grown out this time.
Yeah, I don't look like, what do you say? Willy Wonka.
Yeah, Willy Wonka with that choppy hair.
Oh my God, let's not talk about that and bring it up, please. It's a memory that doesn't need to be reminded.
Oh, hey, you got your nose thingy smaller.
I have them both pierced now. Did I have this one pierced when we were friends?
Yeah, it was looking like a bowl.
Yeah, it did. I eventually got tired of that and...
It went smaller. I like the smaller one.
Do you like this one?
Yeah, pretty.
Thank you.
You don't look like you're running with the bulls. I'm terrible. Go on.
You're such a great friend. I'm so glad to have you as my friend.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate that.
I love that you took that as a good thing, like I wasn't just being mean. Okay. Anyways, so we're having an interview about you having autism. That is right?
Yeah.
So, Well, first and foremost, I kind of want to almost like give an introduction on what it is, because I don't think a lot of your viewers know that you have it, let alone what it is.
I never talked about it until that last video. So what I personally know is, I don't know if it's a disorder or not. I know it's when people have communication problems, whether it's either hard for them to communicate or they have sensory problems. That's pretty much the rundown of what I know.
So I did some research before, because I kind of also wanted to know, because while I know that you have it, I don't know enough, like I feel like I don't know enough about it to be like completely comfortable. But from what I picked up, I learned that it can also be called autism spectrum disorder, or ASD.
Yeah.
And that it's a complicated condition that includes problems with communication and behavior. But it also doesn't just affect the brain, it also affects the nervous system.
Yes, like high anxiety comes with autism. Those two together suck.
And a fun fact that I also found was that it affects more than 200,000 cases in the United States per year.
I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of them.
To like get you like a trophy, be like, I'm one of the 200,000. No,
I know we're 750.
like your freaking number. There's actually no cure, but you can do therapy and medication.
Right, yeah, there's no cure no matter how many times I've been asking for it. No cure, but there are medications I am on, an ADHD medication and anxiety medication, and those two go along with autism. So those medications are supposed to help you be calmer or more calm around other people. And because I have done therapy because I've been always nervous and scared to talk to people, but when they give you advice, it usually does help. It will get you out of your comfort zone and get out more, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know if you knew this, but depending on how severe it is, a person can either need full-time care or just minimal, depending on the person. So there are cases that are a lot worse than yours, where they need constant care.
I don't think I need either. Yeah, no one really has to care for me.
We can probably get into the questions now, so there are quite a few.
Okay.
But, just a fair warning, Jacob has not seen any of these questions, so he is actually answering raw and straight up, so.
Raw!
So, with that being said, my first question, just basically on how it starts, is when did you find out you had autism?
I was in my freshman year of high school, so that was 2015, 2016. I think I was 14 years old. I remember I was on a medicine change, and I started, going crazy. Like, it had side effects that led me into a hospital, but that's a whole different video. And I started revealing stuff to my parents that I never would have revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when my mom made me that chart saying, okay, this is a big change. I need to let you know why this is happening. And that's when she made me the chart. And I was like, this is all news to me.
So, after finding out, do you think it gave you some type of relief, kind of knowing what it was that had given you the thoughts or the feelings that you were feeling?
Not at the moment, but as I grew up, knowing more about it, I don't have to be scared of, why am I doing this? Why are people not talking to me? Like, do I have something wrong with me? I don't have to worry about that because I know there is something wrong with me. And now I never really tell people, but now I am over the internet, and I hope people will understand.
And was it scary for you specifically, and as well as your family, to find out that you had autism?
It was kind of scary for me. I'm like, this is the secret that had been kept for a long time. Of course, I was too young to understand, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it was a problem for my mother. But it might have been like a shock to everyone else, because I don't think anyone really knew besides my parents. But when my siblings found out, they were probably like, wow, I never knew this.
Okay, my next question is, did your parents or teachers help you with understanding it and help you with how to deal with it?
Mainly my mom, and never really my teachers that I can recall. My counselor at high school, I remember, she always gave me, like, every time I was sad or depressed, she would give me advice on how to cope with it and how to make it better. And if I was told her I was nervous about meeting someone, she would give me the advice I would need to bring up my courage. So I definitely give credit to my mom and my counselor.
That's good. My counselor was not any good for that stuff.
Oh, my high school
it's
counselor.
It's a good thing that you had one that was good.
I loved her. I still do.
That's good. So this kind of goes off of now and also as a kid, from whenever you like didn't know or whenever you were younger and did know. But what is the hardest and easiest thing about having autism as a kid, / even before you knew?
The hardest thing is definitely communication. I don't really know how to start a conversation, which I mentioned I think I mentioned that in my last video, how it was hard to start a conversation. It was awkward for me. I didn't know what to say, how to even approach someone. The easiest thing is I am really smart and I have a specific interest. And once I am stuck on that interest, I will research and research and research until there's nothing more I can find. And I will stick to that topic, and I love it. So I think that would be like the easiest thing, because you are in your own world. So no one can like take that away from you.
So is that the same thing as now, the hardest and the easiest, or are they still the same as whenever you were a kid?
That's mainly now. As a kid, I don't really think there was an easiest. It was always a hard.
You were just kind of thrown into this idea that autism is what you had and you didn't know what to deal with it.
Right.
Okay. So these are just a few questions from your previous video, which if you guys haven't seen it, you probably should. He gets a little more depth about social life and with it. But the first question is, in your previous video, you had mentioned that when you walk into a room full of people, you shut down.
Yes.
You shrink into like a small part of yourself. You get nervous, hoping that no one talks to you or looks at you. Tell me a little bit of what like thoughts go through your head during that time.
Mainly, I hope no one notices me. I don't want anyone to talk to me. This is scary. I can't do this. I don't want to be here. Take me home. Get all these people out of my face. No offense to Jeremy, but that's how I kind of was when he walked in the door. Because he's a new person. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to judge me. He's going to look at me differently. He might think I'm weird. He might think I'm crazy. I don't want to be here. And that's not just with him, but that's with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So no offense, but
No, I'm literally the exact same way. I'm just like, nah.
He very much is.
I will shrink into a little bitty tiny ball and just sit there and be like, please don't talk to me.
I kind of, I want to be a turtle. I feel like I'm going to be a turtle. Just shrink.
But
That's a really good way to think about it.
Yeah, when a turtle feels danger, he sucks all his body parts back into his little shell, and that's what I feel like whenever I walk into a room. All my body parts shoot back into my lovely
shell.
Yeah, in my shell, my lovely torso.
But the lack of eye contact, which you and I have talked about before, has been something you can't really do.
That's why I'm not looking at you right now, because I cannot physically look into someone's eyes. For me, it's like, if I stare into your eyes while I'm talking, and you have a happy face, like a happy smile, and you're not mad, for me, I feel like that smile is going to slowly turn into an angry, screaming, raging fire. And I can't do it. It's like, I don't know what I did just looking at you. I feel like, you know, the people like they don't look at me? That's what I feel like it's going to turn into.
Okay. I did not know that, actually. It's kind of interesting to actually know that part.
Jeremy! Turn the phone off!
We're trying to do an interview, gosh darn it.
They can go online!
This is live.
Another thing with the eye contact, my mother told me, try to look at the person's mouth or nose or anywhere else on the face below the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the face, don't go any lower.
Does it help?
Kind of, yeah, it does. Like right now I'm looking at your mouth and pretty teeth.
Nice. Thanks.
I'm not as nervous.
That's good. Well, I hope you wouldn't be nearly as nervous around me anyways.
Oh, I've known you for a while now. You make me comfortable.
I'm glad. That's all I've really cared about doing for you.
Yay!
Especially since I knew you and I have talked about it before.
You're like a therapist to me, so therapy with you has helped with the anxiety.
I'm glad I could be that sort of help. Another symptom is high sensitivity to sound, touch, sight, or smell. Now, I know you have the high sensitivity to sound. Do you have it to touch or sight or smell?
The touch I do. I don't like it when someone just randomly comes up to me and, just pokes me or taps me or whatever, sorry.
It's okay.
But as long as you tell me you're going to touch me, I am completely fine. Like, if you ask me for a hug, I am perfectly okay with giving you a hug. But for me, I can touch anyone at any time, no problem. I don't care if I ask or not. I will come up to you and just randomly, like, poke you or something. But if you touch me without asking, I will panic.
I remember that. I remember sometimes where that happened for you.
Yeah, didn't you do that one?
I think I did it one time, and you told me how it made you feel, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember what you did, but I do remember that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm in a relationship, I don't know how the hell they are still with me, but I am a hyperactive person. And I think that's because of my autism, where I never had friends. So being able to hang out with that one person that loves you, it brings joy and excitement to where I'm like bouncing off the walls, like, oh, I finally get to hang out with someone. I'm so excited. Because I never had that as a kid. That's like you and Jeremy coming over. Like, I'm so happy you guys actually showed up and wanted to actually do this. Like, that made me happy.
So with your partner now, Melissa, has she helped you with having autism? Is she good at working with you?
She is very good with working with me. So far, she has been really good. She understands about the loud noises. She understands about what I like, and she accepts what I like. I try to understand her as much as I can. And I'm just glad that she can help me become a better person with my autism. Because she is actually understanding, unlike other girlfriends where they just didn't care or didn't pay attention.
And then I know that touch has been something that you've had a hard time with, but obviously in a relationship there's touching, so how does that affect, like, does it affect in a way, or is it pretty easy with you and Melissa?
It's pretty easy, but like I said, I don't like it when someone just randomly runs up and hugs me or runs up and touches me, or like they have to slowly approach, reach their arms out or something, and that's what Melissa does. Sometimes the touching does worry me because I don't know where their hands are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And, relationships, hands go wherever, free range on the body. So I don't know where they're going to go. I don't know what's going to happen to my clothes, what's going to happen to my face. And it does give me a little bit of a worry.
With consent, of course.
Well, duh.
Let's remember that.
We're both of age.
But yes, consent of,
Well, we both give each other consent. It's just I don't know what's going to happen within that consent, which scares me.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a good thing, because I remember you talking about your relationships in the past and how they haven't done that.
They never care about me like the way Melissa does.
So it's a good thing she does. I'm very proud that she does. And happy. I guess not proud, but happy that she does. Another question regarding your previous video. Again, if you haven't seen it, please watch it. Why is it, because you had mentioned that it was difficult for you to kind of like tell people who you are and what you're interested in. Why do you think it's difficult for you to admit like what you like, and why is it embarrassing for you?
Because they judge me on what I like, or the kind of happen. I will be at school and I'm on my computer and I'm always on iMovie and I'm always on YouTube and I'm watching the same thing over and over because it's my favorite topic. And people are like, hey, why do you keep doing that? Why are you always watching that? I'm like, because it's what I enjoy. And whenever they ask that, I feel like they think it's stupid and weird, so I don't tell anyone about what I like because that's what I think that they think. And that is why I got that shirt I made, because in my mind I'm like, can I just autism in peace, please? Because a big part of autism is having that specific thing that you love, and when people judge you on it, you feel like you can't do it anymore because it's not what they approve.
I'm sure that's a big struggle. I remember whenever you and I had first become friends and you had kind of opened up about that and how it's hard for you to tell people what you like as far as, like, I don't know if you like anime anymore. But
No, somewhat.
Some of the stuff that you had told me that you liked, and you're like, well, I can't find people who like it. And
yeah, I can't. I really can't. Because most people, mainly guys, the ones that I grew up with, are mainly into trucks and cars and drinking, smoking, partying, stuff like that. And I'm not one of those guys. I don't care about how a truck works. I don't care about an engine. I don't care about that stuff. I like what I like, and that's what makes me different.